Hello, everyone. Hope that all is well on your side of the world, wherever you find yourself today. And I'm going to be doing a reading for the week ahead for us, as we do every week. If you're new here, very welcome. If you're not, welcome back. And thank you very much for your support. So we're going to be using the Mermaid Tarot today, which I thought would be quite interesting. I did use it a little while ago, but it got great reviews in terms of what a beautiful deck of cards it is, and it truly is. So I'm going to be using this today. I don't often use tarot for the week ahead, but why not? Okay, so let's begin to do that a little bit more often. All right, so when I'm doing the reading for the week ahead, I will often ask what is most important for us to know right now, because that is always the best question to ask. And what kind of guidance do we need? What kind of energy is coming through for this coming week? And we'll see what all the messages are that we need to know. So I'm first going to ask, please, what is the main energy of this week ahead? What do we face in terms of the main energy of the week ahead? Okay, the death card. Now, don't be alarmed when you see the death card, please. The death card, for some, yes, it can symbolize some kind of a physical death, like somebody that you know who passes away. We have a loss of somebody in our lives, maybe in a relationship, something to this effect. But a lot of the time, this is a symbolic death. All right, and I have my famous problem where it just doesn't always want to focus for me. Okay. So this could be a symbolic death as well, okay, very importantly. Maybe you have just recently lost somebody, or you know that somebody's going soon. If so, my deep condolences, because that is never an easy path. But what this does remind us of is that this is exactly what we're on. We're on a path, we're on a journey, and this journey consists of cycles. And when we see the death card, here we see with this particular depiction that they are trying to resurrect or help these animals that have been in danger. Something that has been toxic or has not been good, not been a good influence in their lives, is being removed, or something is helping them that is a so-called higher power, or something that is usually beyond their control. They're helpless, and there's some kind of energy here that's coming in to help the situation. All right, so here with this depiction, obviously these animals, these turtles, these birds, they don't have any way of rescuing themselves from this particular situation. But here come these earth angels, or in some cases these mermaid angel kind of energies that come through to rescue them from the situation. So this for us would mean that there is a higher power that's having a part to play that is bigger than ourselves. All right. If there's a symbolic death of something in your life, like a bad habit, a relationship, something to this effect, please know that there's something bigger than you that is having some kind of influence here and is orchestrating the situation. Okay, so some things will be out of our control. And in a lot of cases, this is because we have not been able to exert influence over it ourselves, or bring the change that we need ourselves. And so spirit interferes, okay, or intervenes rather. I don't think interfering is the right word. But this is a divine intervention when we see the death card, and it's a symbolic death of the old stagnant energy that moves out so that we can bring in the new. All right. Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about this, please? What else do we need to know about the symbolic death that's coming for us in the near future? Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a mindset of being at a loss, or having a sense of loss. And others may be reaching out to us and us shutting ourselves down. This could very well be the case if you're physically losing somebody through a breakup, through somebody passing on, a literal death in the family, or a friend, or whoever it might be. And this is a symbol of people wanting to help, but us not seeing that there is something else other than this. All right. And if we are in a situation with a symbolic death like this, we will say, oh, look at this is ending for me now. What am I going to do? Okay, what comes next? There's nothing for me to lean on. And we get ourselves into this closed off kind of energy when in fact there are others that want to reach out to us, or there's something better that's coming. So, for instance, if you have been struggling not to find work, with not finding work for a long time, this could be a symbolic death of that struggle. Okay, it could be an ending of that cycle, but you're not willing to see it because you've got yourselves into such a bad place, or you've blocked yourself off so much that you can't see the potential of somebody offering you something or something coming into your life that can change this energy. So this is asking you to please be open and aware to these kind of energies coming in. If you see the traditional depiction of the tarot with this, it's actually two people walking outside, it's snowing, they are injured, they're poor, they don't have anything to keep themselves warm enough, they don't have any money, but in the background there is this beautiful stained glass window with the lights on where it's nice and warm, they can probably get something to eat, but they're choosing to focus on the negative. So this is almost like a lack mentality of saying, I don't have, no one wants to help me, I'm at a loss. Okay, they're counting their losses and not their wins, or they are blocking themselves off so much that they're not seeing what's around the corner. They're not seeing what's possible, and they're certainly not asking, please show me what is possible. That's something very important that you need to ask when you find yourself in a situation like this, when you find yourself in this headspace. You need to say, please show me what is possible, because this person has blocked themselves off from all possibilities. But that doesn't mean that there aren't possibilities. They're just not being open enough to be receptive to them. All right. Let's see what else. What else do we need to know about this week, please, or what comes after this? Okay. Wow, those almost look like they fit perfectly together there. Hey, it looks like part of the tree. All right, Four of Pentacles. I think this has got something to do with money for some of you, because this is about self-preservation. It's about looking after what you have, and it can sometimes be the case in with money, with finances, with a job, finding that security. And this is saying you are encouraged to do that, to make sure that you are looking after yourself, but not at perhaps the expense of others. And definitely, again, it talks about this danger of being in this mentality of lack, where you can say, I don't have enough. So you hold onto it so tightly that you actually can't enjoy it. So if you make a bit of money, or you get your first paycheck, or whatever the case is, it's about holding onto something or having an element of kind of desperation or need or greed that's attached to it that prohibits you from enjoying it. All right, so you need to be very careful of that. With this particular depiction, I see that there is this potential for abundance to come in, whether that is money, whether it's abundance of support or family or whatever the case is, it's coming in. But you need to be working towards getting yourself out of this situation. Okay, so for me, this person represents us in this particular situation where we blocked off, and in the second card here, this individual would represent us. So now the coins have been accepted and they're being worn, and it's like, I finally have this, but now you must be willing to do the same and pass this on, especially with money. Remember that money is the same kind of energy as water. It needs to flow. If we hold on to it, it gets stuck and we stop the flow, and that's when we get ourselves into this lack mentality. Okay, so if you've got something, if something good has happened for you, allow it to flow. If something is a symbolic death in your life, allow it to flow. There is always a rebirth after a death, and you need to be in that mindset in order to realize that and be in a receptive state and an accepting state of that. Okay, where you can realize that and say, okay, I'm open to this, I'm ready for this. And make sure that you can enjoy it. Keep the flow going of whatever it is. If somebody shares with you, share with the next person. Pay it forward. And whatever it is, send out gratitude, because gratitude equals abundance. That is a formula, okay? Sending out gratitude means abundance gets sent back to you. That's how it's returned to you. Let's see what else, please. What else do we need to know about this situation? Oh, there's two here, okay? Knight of Swords. That's lovely because a knight comes up when a long-term condition is going to suddenly change. Okay, the Knight of Swords is assertive. They don't give up. This is a very persevering kind of energy, and they are forward-thinking. They are resilient. They look ahead and plan something before they take something on. Okay, and yes, they have this very strong, swift kind of approach to something. Do you see? He's bringing in major change and he's looking straight ahead of him. He or she, sorry, I think it might be a woman, but she's looking straight ahead of herself and she's not going to put up with any nonsense. She's not going to let anything get her down. She's also facing in this direction, which for me tends to kind of show things that are related to the past. Okay, so in this particular case, it's like no more of this kind of energy, no more of this mentality. I'm going to bring new change. Okay, so night means that a long-term condition suddenly changes. This is showing that you're getting out of this darker period into this lighter period. And it could show with the Seven of Cups that there are a lot of options to choose from. Okay, and sometimes when we have a lot of options to choose from, we're very happy because that's a wonderful thing. But other times too, this can be quite confusing, and you could have a couple of options that aren't necessarily ideal. Okay, they could be that somebody's offering you something, but they want something in return that's really not fair, or it's just not a very savory situation. So, this is saying be calculated, be thoughtful before you take any action or before you accept something. Okay, because that is vitally important. Make sure that you're thinking it through. It can make you feel a little bit overwhelmed. It can make you feel confused. If you've had no opportunities in the past, and this doesn't have to just be work-related stuff or anything like that, but if there's really been nothing going on and it's got you into this place and things suddenly change, you might get yourself into a position where you're like, whoa, I don't even know what to pick, because all of a sudden this abundance opens up for you. And again, abundance does not have to just mean money. It can be friends, it can be opportunities, it can be ideas that come through for you to make money for yourself. It can be a new relationship. There's no limit to what is possible and what it could be. All right, but it's saying here you're going to have many different choices. Make a wise choice. All right, don't just grab the first thing that comes along, and don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Think it through. Take decisive action. Don't let anything in that has this like low vibration energy that you've struggled with in the past. Let's see what else. Anything else, please? Two again. Ace of Swords. Okay, so this shows... oh, there's lots of energy here. Okay, this is talking more about the Death card, which was our like center of attention. This is the general energy for the week, don't forget. So the Ace of Swords, when we see an ace, it's about something that's about to begin, or it's in its beginning stages. And swords are very much action. They're very action-orientated, progressive kind of energies. Okay, so this is agitation, acceleration, action. And this can mean that has an effect which causes people to maybe have a bit of an argument. Maybe there's a bit of battle of wills, or like a struggle in terms of what somebody wants and somebody else doesn't want, but it's definitely an initiating force. Okay, so when I say initiating force, sorry, I'm desperately trying to just align these for you nicely. When I say initiating force, I mean something is started. So whether that is a relationship, it could be quite intense when it comes to that, in a good way as well. But when it's a business or something, it's like this is the time to take action with something that you've wanted in your life or wanted to move forward with. Okay, and this shows that this is going to take place. It's an initiating action-orientated force. And it's like this little treasure that you found that you didn't know was there, that all of a sudden becomes available to you. So again, there's opportunities opening up. And the Eight of Cups is about leaving something behind. So here's the symbolic death as well, okay? Something that you have an emotional attachment to, but you know that it's gone as far as it can go and it's time to move on to something else. This is the energy of Eight of Cups. So when we see cups, it's all emotion orientated. The moon is emotion orientated, and this is saying it's hard to walk away from something, but in order to start this new cycle, which the symbolic death is, you need to walk away and you need to be able to embrace other things. And these are where your opportunities are going to come from. Okay, can we see what comes after Eight of Cups, please? I'm trying to decide which one came first. I think it was that one. Page of Cups. You've got two pages here in a row, actually. That's interesting. A page is a messenger, okay? The pages used to bring messages on horseback to kings, queens, whoever the message was for. And so there are messengers. And this Page of Cups, this is usually a really sincere, heartfelt message that comes through. Somebody imparts knowledge or imparts a message to you or gives you some kind of a communication, whether that is via email, verbally, written, whatever. This communication comes through that can be a bit of a surprise, and it can have this really fresh, new energy coming from it, okay? The Page of Cups is also a Pisces energy. It's related to Pisces, and so it has this dreamlike, romantic energy to it. Pisces is always called the dreamer. They always have these wonderful dreams and this vivid imagination on what is coming for them, what is next. Okay, and it's almost like this childlike innocence to it, which is a really wonderful, fresh element when you've been coming from this kind of energy. All right, so it's about messages coming through, communication, and here we have the Page of Swords, which is about action. Okay, again, it's like this action-orientated energy, and I feel like it's like you're going to be told what it is that you need to do next. So if you've been feeling lost, it's as if, don't worry, the message will come through. The message will come through. It's going to come through sincerely from somebody, someone who genuinely wants to help you, or something that is a genuine opportunity, or an opportunity that is definitely aligned with something that you find purposeful, or that, you know, really speaks to you, something that you would like to do, that will inspire you, and then you're going to be shown how to take that action. That Page of Swords energy is going to come through. And again, I encourage you with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords to be in that space where you think, how am I going to make wise decisions for the future, not just in the moment. Okay, so we're not looking for instant gratification here. We're looking for long-term effects. Let me make a decision for myself that's really going to pay off in the long term. All right. And I just flipped the deck of cards over to see what's at the bottom of the deck, which is the World. Okay, and the World is about your world being transformed. It's about world-shaking events, something that is really going to just change your life, where you can learn things, where you can gain things, and it could also indicate travel. Okay, travel is quite strongly indicated here with a couple of the cards, actually, including the Knight of Swords. But travel, and if not physical travel, there's some kind of movement. There's great movement and shifting in your life. Okay, again, this looks like a cycle. All right, and I want you to know that you are protected in this situation. If you're feeling uncertain, if you're feeling lost, if you are afraid of the symbolic death, please don't be afraid. There's a bigger hand steering the wheel than yours, but it knows exactly where you're going, and you need to have that element of trust. These positive things are going to come in, and if things need to be let go of, if you need to walk away from something, don't resist walking away out of fear that there's nothing around the corner, because that's just not true. Okay, there's so many opportunities. There's this light coming through here, so many beautiful things that actually gets reiterated. Just make the right choices. Make the right choices for you, from your heart, from your gut instinct. Ask to be guided in every choice that you make, so that when the messages come through, when the choices come up, you make the right choices. Don't make them from a desperate place. Say, what is meaningful for me? What is going to be for my highest good? And if certain things are not for your highest good and you have to move away from them, be willing to take that risk. Take that leap of faith, because you are protected. You see how this globe, this world is in a protective bubble. You're being looked after by a higher power. And the cycle is something that is necessary. If you've been praying for radical change in your life, this is the period where it's happening. All right, it looks like a very exciting week, and I wish you a beautiful one at that. I will chat you all again soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.